Hey, welcome back to the Mentoring Minute on the Educational AD Podcast. We'll be right back with our mentoring guru, Dan Comeau, in just a moment, but let's hear from our podcast sponsors. We want to thank Final Forms for their support of the Mentoring Minute. Final Forms is the industry leader in registration and forms, but you got to know this. Final Forms is more than just forms. It's a team, it's technology, and it's a service that provides schools with compliance, with communication, and risk management solutions. Final Forms can help your stakeholders with things like mobile accessibility, has reminders for parents about policies, about physicals, and all the forms that go with athletics. Final Forms can help with team communication and attendance, and even certification management for coaches. And for ADs, Final Forms can help with things like eligibility, with rosters, and all of the reports that come across your desk. And it does this using secure language translation and ADA compliance. It's time for you to talk with a team that's walked in your shoes. To take the next steps and find out what Final Forms can do for you, go to finalforms.com/Jake. One more time, that's finalforms.com/Jake to get started and become a member of the Final Forms team. We also want to thank Huddle for their support. Over 200,000 teams, including some of the best in the world, use Huddle to help their teams play at their best using video and analytics. Huddle is the complete performance platform. They have online tools, mobile and desktop apps, smart cameras like the Huddle Focus. There's always been analytics, but there's a whole lot more. Huddle's built for every level of play, from club and youth teams all the way through high school and college programs, and even the pros use Huddle to help their athletes play at the highest levels. You're in pretty good company with over 6 million users, including your student athletes, a lot of their parents, and the coaches of the college teams you're trying to get to recruit your kids. You want to find out more about what Huddle can do for you and how your school can become a Huddle school, go to huddle.com and talk to their professionals. Remember, at Huddle, we power sports. We also want to say thank you to Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack for their sponsorship of the Athletic Director's Toolbox segment. Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack are a quick, easy, and affordable way for you to collect comprehensive data that allows you to evaluate and improve every aspect of your athletic program. Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack also connects you with the 95% of the parents and the student athletes who really love your program. And it gives them a voice to help demonstrate the importance that a positive athletic experience has for them. Go to athleticsurveys.com and check out their testimonials, and then give them a call at 1-800-738-6466, or you can email them at info@athleticsurveys.com to get started. If you've never used a survey to check the pulse of your parents or your student athletes, you're really missing out. Talk to the pros at Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack and let them show you how to take your athletic program from good to great. We also want to thank Hometown Ticketing, the leading digital ticketing provider to schools and colleges. You can find out more about what Hometown Ticketing can do for you and your program by going to hometownticketing.com and talking to their experts. Hometown Ticketing, simple and easy online ticketing. We also want to say thank you to Wall of Fame by Vital Signs. You know, they're on a mission to bring your school's legacy to life. They've got a variety of interactive touchscreen video consoles and an extensive library of templates to make it easier than ever to recognize the athletic achievements of your students, both past and present. For ideas on how to showcase your school's diverse history and your proudest moments, go to vitalsignswalloffame.com. Or learn more and get started with your digital Wall of Fame tribute. Call them at 614-981-3589, or you can email them at sales@vitalsignswalloffame.com. That's sales@vitalsignswalloffame.com. We also want to say thanks to Sideline Interactive for their support of the podcast. You know, it's becoming harder and harder to fund an athletic department these days, but Sideline Interactive's indoor scoring tables and video boards can generate $10,000 or more every year while creating excitement in the gym and the ultimate game day experience for your athletes. Go to sidelineinteractive.com or call 832-786-0302 to schedule a live web demo and see their tables and boards in action. You can also email them at sales@sidelineinteractive.com for more information. That's sales@sidelineinteractive.com and see exactly what these fantastic products can do for you. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Mentoring Minute. We have Dan Comeau every Tuesday. Dan's a certified master athletic administrator, longtime AD here in Florida, and still very active at the state and the NIAAA level. Dan, today's episode number 29. What do you have for us today?
Today, Jake, I'd like to talk about the mental health of students. It's a topic that has come to light in the past couple of years. In fact, I saw this morning that Chris Borland from the 49ers has resigned from the NFL just at 24 years old because he's concerned about his mental health and the series of concussions that he's had. And it's not just concussions. Athletes, you know, they burn out, especially if they're going to play one sport and consolidate their career on one sport. There's a strong area of burnout there. Coaches get caught up in wins and losses. And I get it. Parents need to wake up calls about their kids not being realistic about how they play and their potential. But coaches get caught up in it too. You know, they want to win and they'll go at all costs. And sometimes they may break down some athletes to the point of, you know, I don't like this game anymore. So after the break, I want to talk about athlete burnout and what coaches can do and what athletic directors can do to keep their coaches aware that this is a problem.
Yeah, I'm so glad you chose this topic because, again, you're right. The mental health of student athletes really was exacerbated with COVID. But the other aspect that you mentioned, burnout, you know, has been there for too many years. You know, when you and I were playing, I know it was a few years ago, you never heard about a kid getting burned out on sports or that sports was no longer fun. So really glad you're going to share this. Let's go and take a quick break. We're going to hear from our sponsors, and then we'll be back for more of Dan Comeau and the Mentoring Minute. We want to say thanks to Violet Defense for their support of the Educational AD Podcast and the Mentoring Minute. Violet Defense is dedicated to protecting our world from germs by bringing the power of UV disinfection to everyday spaces. Their patented technology enables them to harness the power of the sun to incorporate ultraviolet light into products and environments like never before. Whether you're ready to implement existing products, or if you'd like to explore researching and developing a custom deployment of their technology for your school, Violet Defense has the solutions and the experience you need. Go to violetdefense.com for more information about this great product. We're back with Dan Comeau and the Mentoring Minute. Dan, you mentioned a couple of different things. Mental health, I think, was kind of the umbrella, but you also talked about, you know, student athlete burnout and things coaches and ADs can do to avoid that. So what do you have for us?
Well, I think one of the athletic director's responsibilities is to make sure that the coaches know that this is educational based athletics and teaching life lessons through sports. I know when I went through high school, I learned more life lessons through sport than I did in math class or English class or history class. But, you know, that was just me. You learn time management, goal setting, teamwork, work ethic, and coaches need to make sure that what they do for the kids is fun. Sports at the high school level needs to be fun. It's not you're not making money, you're not saving a life or financing a family. You're out there to have fun, and that's what high school sports is all about. And I would ask the athletic directors to encourage coaches to have their athletes play multiple sports. I know when I played high school, I played baseball, but I played football, and I wasn't very good. But I played football so I could be in shape for hockey, which came right after football season, and that's what I did. I mean, it was great to play different sports. The family and the camaraderie of kids was so inviting to me, and I enjoyed every minute of it. You got to make practice fun. Like I was thinking the other day about my niece's softball team. They go out and bowl a couple times a year. Just take the team out and go bowling, and go have some fun, and kind of just spread your life around different kinds of sports, because you can burn out. In today's society, we have AAU teams and travel ball, and it goes all year long. And the worst thing for you to have happen is a kid come in and say, I don't want to play no more. I'm not having fun. And I hate to hear that. And like I said, I have no answer for that other than take a break, walk away, come back when you want to have some more fun. And I think that's so important, especially at the high school level, because all entities coming into their lives at this time in their lives, the COVID, this and that, and the schooling, the texting, the testing, all that comes into play in kids' lives, and they just need to go out after school and have some fun.
You mentioned, back when you were in school, and we're not that far apart in age, but you played football to get in shape for wrestling. And that's a good thing.
Hockey, I never wrestled.
Or excuse me, hockey. I had wrestling on my head. Hockey, that's right. Played football to get in shape for hockey. But coaches would tell you the getting in shape part is certainly true, but it's that daily competition in practice, in a drill, being coached by someone instead of going out to take your pick, the batting cage and hitting 1,000 balls or shooting 1,000 free throws. Those will help skills. But as far as making you a better athlete, making you better at your sport, there's nothing better, in my opinion, than doing a second, or in our case, doing that third sport, 3-sport athlete. Okay? As always, if one of our listeners wants to reach out and pick your brain a little bit more, what's the best way that they can get in touch with you?
They get me through email, dcomeau19@comcast.net.
Okay. And we appreciate everybody tuning in today. Remember, the Zoom recordings of all of our interviews are being uploaded to the Educational AD Podcast YouTube channel. We just put up a couple new episodes over the weekend. Come back again next Tuesday for another episode of the Mentoring Minute with Dan Comeau. And just about every day, there's new content on the Educational AD Podcast. Thanks for tuning in.